Hey, how you doing? It's Clayton here from howtodrawcomics.net and welcome to another How to Draw Comics video. Today we are doing something a little bit different. We're starting a new series called Backer Snobs. I'm here with Rob. He's the one who dubbed that name, so I'm going to leave all the responsibility on him with that one.
Awesome. Thank you.
No worries. Well, welcome, Rob. It's good to catch up with you again.
Yeah, man. I'm pumped. Let's do this.
So
Let's get into it.
what made you think of this idea first, just as we get into it here?
I don't know. I look at a lot of campaigns and I see some that do really well that probably shouldn't do so well, and a lot of campaigns that don't do well that probably should. So
So we're kind of figuring out the mysteries as to why that happens.
Yeah, and getting our opinions on what's good and what's not so good.
Not to mention the fact that you're an independent comic book creator yourself, and I hope to be this year, so this is kind of great research for us.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, awesome, man. Let's jump into it. So we're here on Indiegogo.
Yep.
And what's grabbed your attention right off the bat? Anything in particular? I see Downcast there, which I watched the guy's YouTube channel, Clint, forget his last name.
Sweetcast. He's a good dude.
Yeah, Sweetcast. He is an awesome dude. I like him.
Yeah.
Nice personality.
Let's go on that one. Let's start with that.
Yeah, let's do it. Just wait for my unstable internet connection to load this up. Cool.
So you can see already he's killing it because he just launched today. He's already got 258 backers.
Yeah, that's pretty mental.
It's actually impressive.
That's what, 18 grand Australian in just one day.
Yeah. I mean, it's less backers than I had for my last campaign, but that was for a whole 30 days. So, he's doing pretty well.
What are your first impressions, Rob?
I like the image he's got on the video image. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very eye-catching. I think the key for me as a consumer of Indiegogo comics, because I've backed a few of them now, is definitely the visuals.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like if the art's not up to a pretty good standard, I'm just not interested.
Yep.
Like
totally,
the segment's called, it's Backer Snobs. So
Backer Snobs, that's right.
We are pretty snobbish.
I love it. Clint Stoker, that's his name. All right, so the other thing that you want to look out for, of course, is I always look out for this anyway. Again, Backer Snob here, but I look at the artwork in the description, and I'll be honest with you, I don't necessarily read a whole lot about the comic itself.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what it's about sometimes, and I'll still back it just based on those visuals alone.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's something that I've been told multiple times. Just have a little text at the top, just like a brief overview, and then as many images as you can, because it's your art that is what sells it. Yeah,
totally, man. And make it easy to read. Don't break up that text, put in the subheadings.
That's it.
And use small words and small sentences.
Yeah.
As maybe insulting as that sounds to the people potentially looking through this, they're going to really appreciate that because it just makes things a whole lot easier to read.
Yeah. Should we read it?
Let's go.
Total 88-page premium quality, perfect bound graphic novel, including 52 pages continuing the story of Joanne and Jax, 26 pages of written story that delves into the classified history of Strata, and 10 pages of behind-the-scenes extras.
Cool. Shall we take it in turns?
Yeah.
After the near collapse of the city, Joanne and Jax find the opportunity they have been waiting for, a witness willing to testify in court to save their father. They will have to act fast because now the gravity-defying orb is working against them.
New to Downcast? Be sure to back a perk that includes Volume 1. Joanne and her brother Jax are on the run from a corrupt government when the power to control gravity falls into their hands. With their father held captive and sentenced to death, can they use this legendary and incredible powerful weapon to save him before it's too late?
That's
That's
awesome.
interesting. Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, totally. It's a very interesting and original story, I got to say, from what I've heard about Downcast 1. And what I love about these campaigns who bring out the second issue is that they include an option there for you to back the first issue as well.
Yeah,
So
I know. Like it has to be done.
absolutely.
And
I'm
some
very
campaigns
thankful for
don't
that.
do it. But yeah, you're right. Like if it's not there, then you don't have the first issue, you're automatically not going to get the second one.
Yeah, big time. Because there would be no point in getting the second one and just coming in ahead, late, essentially.
All right. So let's go through the left-hand side with all the page, and then we'll come back to the rewards later.
Yep, sounds good.
You
So
being the artist, what do you think of the art?
this is a bit of maybe a point of contention because I really love the cover art for Downcast.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure, but I think Clint might be using the same artist for the interiors of the second issue. And for me personally, it's not a style that I'm a big fan of because I come from, that 90s era. They're the kind of artists that inspire me, Mark Silvestri, Jim Lee, those kind of artists with the high levels of detail and the super refined line work. Whereas this is maybe a little bit more graphic, artsy maybe,
Mm.
and not as refined. It seems to me that the contours of the outlines, for example, they don't have a lot of thought put into them as far as how they're weighted, the thick thinness. I'm getting a bit nerdy here with the art, but they are the types of things that I look out for when I'm creating my own stuff in order to get those nice visuals happening.
Yep.
I could see a style like this being executed very fast, which is, and that's, no offense to the artist whatsoever. If you can execute fast artwork and get it in on time, that's probably more important than doing pretty artwork. But yeah, I wonder what another artist, maybe with a slightly different style, could do with this story as well.
Yeah, interesting. I really do like that first panel though. I think that's really just the guy spray painting those triangles.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I really dig that.
That is cool. So I'm guessing this is kind of like a montage of protests happening,
Yeah.
and rebels and stuff. But what do you think of the actual line work or the artwork style, Rob, being somebody who is always on the lookout for artists?
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's decent. It's not the best thing I've ever seen, but it does the job. And I think the style is interesting too. Like it's a bit, what's the word for it? It's kind of got a rough style, which I don't mind.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, look, it's a bit reminiscent of, I guess, The Walking Dead, isn't it? If you've ever read
That's a
that
really
comic
good
book.
call. Yeah, it's a really good call.
And there's a lot of different types of styles out there. Like if you think about Sin City, for example, that was a really out there style.
Yeah.
With Frank Miller and whatnot. So it can definitely work. It really depends. And I guess that's kind of the philosophical question here is what does get somebody to back? Is it the visuals that pull them in? And is that really just at the end of the day a matter of opinion rather than technical execution across the board?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think, top quality art is always amazing. And you can tell that regardless of how good you are yourself at art or not.
Yeah, totally. What are your thoughts on the coloring?
I kind of like it. It's a strange palette. Yeah, I like it. What do you think?
Well, I like the way that the overall color scheme seems to be well balanced, and you got a nice amount of contrast here as well. So in the top panel, you've got the blue hues with the guy wearing the jacket, which is red, and that
I really like that.
automatically makes him stand out against that background, which the attention is clearly supposed to be on him and what he's doing.
Yeah.
But then to break up the sequence somewhat, you've got the second panel here, which is more of a purplish overall hue. and it helps to create that separation between the panels. And I think that I've seen some comic books out there which don't quite have that. It's either too much contrast and everything just looks like a rainbow, or it's all the one wash of color, which really doesn't cause anything to stand out.
And you get the return to that first panel colors in the third panel as well.
Yeah,
Nice.
exactly. It's almost like a pattern, and the eyes, they love patterns. All right, let's keep going.
What other art we got?
All right. Yeah, so this is pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I love panels where like the person or the object comes out of it. So like in the second panel here, the woman, I assume is probably Jax or whatever her name was.
Yep.
Comes into the first panel. I really like that.
Yeah, totally. It can be done really well. It can be done weirdly as well, in a way that doesn't quite make sense. But
yeah,
the artist did do a good job on this one, I think. I guess the breaking of the panel there, it makes a scene that would have been relatively simple looking, because if you think about it, a lot of that background is black and it's quite simplified, but I just think that it makes it much more interesting as well to have her head kind of protrude into that top frame there.
Yeah.
Really cool. And I think there's a great sense of place throughout these sequences as well. Like the artist does do a really good job of establishing the world.
I like in the third panel how she's all black, but you can see like her outline and from the window. It's really nice.
Yeah, totally. She still stands out, but not as much as the main focus.
Yeah, exactly.
Of the
it's
panel.
Really
yeah.
I quite like this page.
Yeah, it's a good page. See, the face and the way in which the faces are drawn just isn't doing it for me though.
Yeah.
And that was an issue I thought was quite apparent in the first comic, the first Downcast as well, which, I just think if you got a great looking face, man, it can save the entire artwork, even if the rest is kind of mediocre. A great looking face is really where the viewer's eye is going to be most of the time anyway. But hey, that's just me.
So this is probably their dad, guessing from what the story, the blurb we got up the top. I assume,
cool.
Anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
It could be. It might not be. It could be totally wrong.
It could be. It's a bit of a mystery right now. Everything is speculation.
Yeah.
No spoilers here.
I like that first panel. It's nice.
Yeah, this is a great first panel. And actually, the way in which the faces are drawn here isn't too bad. There's a lot of mood in the entire sequence, and that's really well established. But yeah, that first panel is really the eye candy of that whole page. Yeah, and just I think laying out your comic book pages like this when you're running a campaign is so cool, because when you as the potential customer can get an inside look as to what's happening within the book. Some people don't put that up. They'll put up the cover of the book, but they won't put up any interiors. And it's really hard
to put up interiors.
Yeah, it's so hard to back otherwise, because you just don't know what you're going to get most of the time.
Especially if they're using a different artist from the cover to the interiors. Like
exactly. And most of the time that's the case as well.
Yeah. And again, in the first panel, they've got the guy coming out of the panel. I like it. It's just a cool little detail.
Yeah, totally. Do you think you'll incorporate a little bit of that in your upcoming issue of Replicator, Rob?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we did it a bit in issue 2. It looks really good. So I just love it now.
Sweet, man.
So I think this is definitely the best page that we've seen.
Yeah, totally. This one's amazing.
What do you think of this? This is one of the covers.
Great. See,
you like it?
I was like, man, this looks different from the interiors. Yeah. No, I do like it. I like how the inks on the buildings, all those shadows and all those blacks are diffused by the overlay of purple that has been put across them.
Yeah.
And it pushes them into the background, creating that depth, and then brings this main character here who's, yellow hues are contrasting directly with those purple hues, and just really makes her pop out and makes her the center of attention, which is awesome.
And
There's a number of things.
what about her face? Does that?
I think that face is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? You
I
seem
don't know.
unsure about that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not doing it for me. I don't know why. It just seems a bit.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know. I'm not sure what the reason is.
Look, faces tend to look kind of weird from that angle anyway.
Yeah.
When you're looking up at them. I don't think it's been done too badly. It could definitely be done worse.
So it's definitely a Rob problem then.
Well,
if the
maybe
artist is saying it's good, then it's good.
Maybe you're onto something though there. Like this is just one man's opinion here. So I think it's really.
I love this ball thing.
Yeah, it's kind of disintegrating and breaking apart there.
Yeah, and it's got a light in the middle of it that's emanating out. It's really nice.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really cool to be able to get a number of different views and opinions from others, especially when it comes to your comic book and putting it out there, giving it to people to review, because when you're working that closely with it, you can definitely fall into tunnel vision, like 99% of the time. So, having a variety of opinion as far as, for example, whether or not her face looks right or not, is it's important, because one person might say one thing, the other person might say the opposite thing, but and then you can kind of take what you will from that, I guess.
It's like when I get people to give me scores out of 10 for my covers, so I know where I'm at.
Yeah, totally. Look, I can be fairly picky when it comes to my art.
Yeah.
Corey, my brother, can be even pickier, as you know, Rob.
What would you give that one out of 10?
This one here or this one down here?
No, the first one out of 10.
It is a pretty solid color. It draws you right in there. I would say about a 7.
7? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I'd go with a 7.
Cool. What about this one? This looks like the first Downcast cover, though.
I don't know.
Or maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just making that up. Anyway, looks pretty awesome to me.
Yeah, I really like that one. I definitely prefer it over the first one. So if I had an option to buy either or, I'd be definitely buying that one.
Yeah, totally. I think the details within this one really make it. There are always improvements that can be made, of course. Like, I think in a weird way, even though this artist's style looks much simpler, I think it is much more honed and solidified than maybe this one. Like, this artist has a lot going on, and it is definitely amazing to look at. But as they continue learning and practicing and honing their craft, I think in the years to come, they will start to, for example, tighten up their line work, get rid of these wobbly looking contours around the arms in particular that I'm noticing. That looks a little bit strange to me.
Oh, yeah. Now that you pointed it out, yeah, I see it.
And just, small things like adding a bit more depth to the shoe here, which is fairly two-dimensional looking. And, that would be kind of rare to see it just flat on the side like that in such a dynamic image. So,
yeah.
Again, I'm being picky here. It's a freaking amazing piece of art. Moving down, we've got Downcast Returns, the creative team that brought you the hyper-successful original comic Downcast is back to continue the story. In 2019, Downcast raised over 31 grand. Pretty freaking awesome.
And that's US dollars too. So.
USD.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of money in comparison to the AUD currency right now.
Probably about 45K. I just guessed off the top of my head.
Oh, heck yeah. On Indiegogo, and readers loved the story. So it's time to expand the story line and dig deeper into the history of the floating city that has so many readers invested. So that's right, it's a floating city. That's kind of the interesting little unique
cool
quality about the story.
It is 45K too. I just looked it up. So
Nice. Very nice.
very nice.
So you've got the story by Clint Stoker, art by Ignacio Lazaro. Man, I shouldn't have started this. Colors by Damien Penalba. Letters by Eric Weathers. Cover B artist Matthew Weldon. So a bunch of talented people. All right. So did you want to go through the rest of this, Rob?
Just this secret history of Strata. I saw this earlier. I love this stuff. I like a little bit of background.
Yeah. So what is this exactly? Is this some kind of a prelude?
So we're adding a written documentary style story of the book. It include a compilation of documents from the founding on Strata. So yeah, I guess it's like a history. Looks really interesting. I think this art is awesome. I love this.
Yeah, it looks great. I wonder if that's the same artist. Oh, illustration from Matthias Lazaro. I'm guessing it is.
Yeah, that was his name, wasn't it? Oh, it might be his brother or something.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Seems like it. Interesting.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome stuff. Like I love the textures and that kind of thing. Really helps with the vibe.
Yeah.
And look at this. This is just magnificent.
You like this?
Well, the detail blows me away right off the bat. On closer inspection, it's, the proportions of the people are probably not as idealized as I'm used to. To put it nicely, but I mean, you got to appreciate, admire, and respect the sheer amount of dedication that clearly went into this piece.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And yeah, these prints are really cool as well.
This is something I want to mention. See how it's got large prints are 11 by 17 and 6 by 9?
Yep.
That's great for America, but for everywhere else, no one knows what that is. So have your A3, have your A4 as well. I have to do it when I'm running a campaign. I have to put it in American sizes as well. So just have both there, just so everyone knows what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if it's just in brackets.
Yeah.
Because you're 100% right. In order for us to figure out exactly how big that's going to be, we would have to jump onto Google and find some kind of converter to figure it out. But yeah, Vinny Tatamella. Yep, that's him. I remember this guy from back in the day, man. We used to chat on DeviantArt. Like when I was in my teens, like years ago, like 15 years ago or something.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's mental.
I like that piece. What do you think of that one?
No, his work is solid. He's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good. He's definitely got a very well-honed and established style down. He knows himself very well as an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
risks and challenges, that's all boring stuff.
Cool.
Do you want to go with the rewards?
Yeah, let's do that. Because this is important.
Yeah, it is. It is. So he's got the VIP bundle featured, which is 101 Australian, which is a fair chunk. So it gives you, click on the actual thing, it might say what's in there.
Oh, there we go. Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so you get one signed copy of Downcast Volume 2, cover A, one signed copy of Downcast Volume 2, cover B, 3 wax-sealed trading pack card sets.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Oh no, it's just number 3. So you get 5 cards, your name in the book, a 6 by 9 print, that one we just saw from Vinny, and then another 6 by 9 mystery print, and your order ships first. What do you think of that bundle?
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot in there. I don't know what that would, here, I mean, I love the visual up here. I think that's a very smart idea that Clint's done.
Yeah.
He's actually taken everything that's included in this and he's shown it as a visual, because it's very hard to really comprehend what that actually looks like when you get the package. So yeah, I think it's cool. So $100 AUD for us. So what would that be American? Like 70, $75 or something?
So look.
Be something like that.
Yeah, 69.
Cool.
I think that's pretty decent value.
Yeah, I think that is good value because that's both the comics, you get the prints, and you get the trading cards. And what's interesting is I think that perk there where it says that your order is shipped first.
You like that?
Possibly. Is that appealing to you? I don't know if it's appealing or not.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that.
I do like getting my
one thing
stuff.
I'd like to see as an option, like if I'm buying this and we've both missed out on Downcast 1, I'd like to see an option to change one of the covers for issue 1.
Yeah, totally. Well, a lot of other creators have done that for their second releases. In fact, I think that, once that first cover is done, there's no re-releases of that initial cover. And I like the idea of that because it makes that initial campaign much more exclusive. Like you can never get your hands on that first issue with the same cover again. You can only get the re-released version of it.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting. Anyway.
All right. What's next?
So we've got the volume 2 book on its own by the looks of it with cover A.
Yep.
And I think that seems like a reasonable price.
It's 88 pages for 30 Australian bucks. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's almost a graphic novel, I would say.
So seems all right. Yeah.
And that's probably the option I would go for. Just because, these large amounts are a little bit intimidating.
Yeah. And obviously we're in Australia, so we generally have to pay more for shipping.
Exactly.
Both ways, so.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'd usually go for something like this. Then you got the cover B as well. I think it's awesome to have multiple covers personally because you're going to have particular preferences depending on what kind of style you're drawn to, as we were talking about before.
Yeah.
What's interesting, probably in terms of a marketing and promotion sense, is just observing how many people claim the various perks. So you've got 28 for this cover.
It is interesting, isn't it? It's definitely the most popular cover. And we both agreed that we liked it more than the other one.
Mm.
And it's what other people are doing as well.
Exactly.
I think would probably get the next one, the next perk.
Down here?
Down, yeah.
Yeah.
Not that one, but actually the one under it. But this is just 1 and 2.
Yeah, see, I think that's really cool, man. Like, that seems like a good price to me.
Yeah. Because what was the single? It was 29? Yeah.
Yeah, so, $29. So this is a much better deal.
Yeah, much better deal.
This is like $10 off. For
what's the price? How many you've gone in the perk just below it?
Down here?
Yeah.
So
47.
47 out of 60. Oh, so these are limited covers.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
They're much more popular than the other one too.
Yeah, absolutely.
More popular.
Man, that's scary too. That scarcity.
Yeah.
This one is almost over. Like,
I know. I was planning on backing it later today, but now there's only 13 left. I'm starting to get a bit worried about it.
Yeah.
They're the two I want. So
totally. All right.
What's the next one?
So you've got
both covers for volume 2.
Just a moment. Yeah, so we got both covers for volume 2 here, so you can get 2 copies of the book, different covers.
Yep.
Cool. 12 claimed. So they must obviously have the first issue.
Yeah.
Okay. Big print back. No book.
That's an interesting one.
It is an interesting perk. Still 2 claimed.
Yeah. Not popular at the moment, but will it pick up later on?
It's hard to know. You'd have to be like a big fan of the artist who did those prints, I would say.
Yeah.
Bulk volume 2?
Yeah.
What the heck is that? Oh, right. So you can get 2 copies of each and give one to your friend.
Yeah. Not bad idea, but it's not popular at the moment.
No, it's not. All right. And
That's
then
funny.
you,
I had someone buy a copy of Replicator for someone else. I thought that was pretty cool.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, with Cyberfrog as well, I thought the art in that by Ethan was pretty amazing. So, I haven't even read the whole book yet. I just love the artwork.
I haven't even got mine yet.
Yeah, well, it's a great, it's so classic, very 90s. And I got to say, man, the artwork blew me away that much that I wanted to get everybody a copy.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow. That's
totally, man.
amazing.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
absolutely. It's a funny thing, when you find something great, there's this tendency to want to share it with everybody else.
Yeah.
All right, and then we've got the last one, book with head sketch by Clint. Oh, so Clint is an artist as well. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I don't know how developed his art skills are,
Yeah.
but he's obviously capable of drawing to a pretty good standard, I'd say.
Yeah. Wow. Oh,
But
so
I don't think it's his number one passion,
yeah,
but it might be something he's developing. I don't know. Just speculating.
totally. Certainly boosted the price of that perk up though.
Yeah. And 2 acclaimed already. It's pretty good.
So
So
I'm
it's good having a high value perk as a campaign owner. Just helps you get to your funded goal quicker.
yeah, big time, man. Well, when you look at how much he's raised in just a day,
Crazy.
it's quite evident. And
So
good on him.
impressive.
Yeah. He's a hard worker. He deserves it. Uploads videos to YouTube every day, really
Yeah.
pushing the promotion of this.
All right. So final verdict. Would you back it?
Would I back it? You know what? I'm going to think about it, but if I do back it, I'm probably going to, man, you know what? This one here is really appealing to me.
Yeah. Just volume 2.
Sorry.
The limited one that I was going to back. That's the one you're going to back as well.
Yeah, man. Because
You're my copy, aren't you?
that looks good. Man, I don't know, honestly, because I love the covers, but the interior art, being a big fan of art,
Yeah.
I'll have to think about this one. I really admire Clint a lot for what he does. And I think that it's an interesting story that from what I've heard, it seems to be well written. So the art may not kind of impact it for me a whole lot as far as, my own tastes are concerned. It might still be a really good read and I'll kind of forget about the art once I get into it. I mean, it's not terrible art. It is definitely something that could grow on you as you get into the story. So yeah, man, I'm kind of on the fence about it, but
All right. So based on the criteria that we talked about earlier and then forgot to mention, the price is pretty good. Both pretty happy with the price.
yeah,
He's
seems
obviously
reasonable.
gone to a lot of effort. And the concept's pretty cool. I like the concept. Where are you on the concept? You like that?
Yeah, the concept is really, really interesting. I think
You're
it's
just struggling
unique.
on the quality point of view of the internal work.
Yeah, it's just the internal art for me. That would be my one whinge, I would say. What about
I'm
you?
going to back it. I'm going to get that perk that we talked about, but I'll do that a little bit later today.
Sounds good.
I want to have another
awesome.
look at it. Another couple of campaigns.
All right, sweet. So we're knocking out a few here today.
Yeah, there's a couple I really want to have a look at. So I sent you a link to Monster MD in your Facebook, so load that one up.
Monster MD. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me switch back to my other Monster MD.
So this is one I've been looking at for a while, and I've been intending to back it because it just looks cool to me. But, I always want to get someone else's opinion, see what they think about it. It's obviously super popular, like it's broken 100,000 Australian, which is just incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go through it.
Okay, cool. So we've got the subheading up here. Join Dr. Black and Invisible Assistant Heidi as they get into misadventures in monster medicine. Sounds like a modern day Frankenstein.
Yeah. So
So
Monster MD is a 100+ page full color return to wildly fun adventure comics with heart, soul, and hell, even a spleen. Don't ask why or how about the spleen. I got a guy.
surgical prodigy and underground monster doctor, Dr. Wyatt Black, once out of the dangerous job of monster mending. But when his invisible assistant, Heidi, is kidnapped by his nightmare, the monster-killing madman that took his arm and ruined his medical career, he must depend on his paranormal patience more than ever before. Okay.
It's cool. I like it. Good summary.
Yeah, cool story. It doesn't sound like it's going to take itself too seriously, which I think is a plus. And the story kind of fits the art style.
Yeah. I like how she's obviously invisible, but she's wearing just bandages everywhere.
Yeah, totally.
Tell she's invisible because she's missing parts.
Taking a page out the Invisible Man's book there. I can see that he's got his arm has been sewed on. So by the looks of it, he might be half monster or something, maybe.
Yep.
Again, just speculation. But I love the composition of this, man. I think it's super solid. And the line work is slick. The way in which the characters have been drawn is done so by an artist which clearly knows their approach very, very well.
Yeah. It's a unique style as well. Like,
And I really love that the interior art looks to be by the same artist as the one on the cover.
Yeah, it does.
Cool.
Yep.
Love the color palette.
Let's have a flick through the pages.
There we go. Awesome.
Yeah, that's really good. Again, he's got characters popping out of panels and just to convey that explosiveness. It's good.
Yeah, totally. So you like this kind of art as well, Rob?
I do, and it's not something I would use in Replicator because it's got more like a cartoony feel, I guess, and it wouldn't fit. But I think in this circumstance, it looks amazing.
Yeah, totally. I'm right with you there. It's not the typical kind of art style that I would go for either, but for some reason, man, this is just that well done. And maybe it's the colors that really make everything pop, but
yeah,
there's a lot of energy behind the shapes and the line work within this artist's art.
And so much expression in the faces.
Yeah, absolutely. The character looks alive, the movement looks real, and it's packing a punch. Like especially the camera angle here, like he's really knocking this werewolf out of the ballpark. All right, cool.
There's just heaps of cool camera angles, like you said, like this top-down view of him working on this wolf dude.
And again, the color is just magnificent. Like this green light here just really does wonders to the mood. And then you've got that contrast between the panels as well as you continue reading the sequence from the middle panel, which is predominantly green, and into the last panel, which is kind of like this desaturated navy blue color. I just think that really helps to break up the panels and make them more distinct. Here we are, another, again, you can feel that vibe.
Colors, they're great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely changes.
The artist and the colorist he's got for this fit what he's aiming for so perfectly.
Yeah, it almost reminds me of like Scooby-Doo or something.
Oh, yeah. That's great. Dr. Heidi smoking a cigarette and her lungs filling up with smoke. Fantastic.
Totally. That is hilarious.
That is so good.
Yeah. Wouldn't have even thought of that. You got the glasses here. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Very solid comic book by the looks of it.
That's a cool panel too.
Yeah.
He's got lots of good panels and good art, good angles.
Yep.
ADHD down there on the license plate. Love it.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just pro caliber work.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'd be interested to see if the artist could draw like a more normal style, or if this is how he draws.
It would be
Do you
very
think he
interesting.
draw this style?
Um, yeah. I mean, I could draw a version of this style for sure. In fact, in the past, I've had more stylized, exaggerated versions of my usual style that I like to go with.
Yeah.
And it's looked a bit more cartoony, kind of in the realm of J. Scott Campbell and Michael Turner. But, I think as an artist, it is important to push your boundaries a little bit and explore different possibilities and avenues for your work to be directed in. And then through that experience, figure out, what is it that you like doing most, and then stick with that and hone that. But I do think you got to explore a little bit. Yeah, I love this, man. It's very, very animated, very alive
good.
looking.
Some sort of golem type creature.
A monster. It's cool because even though this is a very stylistic art style that we're looking at, it's very exaggerated and somewhat simplified as far as the line work is concerned. The designs of the creature here, for example, is super unique and interesting.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun to look at. And I think that's
I
what could...
I love on the fourth panel how it's kind of very anime style. If you go back up.
Yeah, totally.
Like his face is just yeah,
absolutely.
Very anime like.
Yep, you can see a nosebleed about to happen. And this is really cool as well. Just, you get that feeling of whatever the material that monster is made of, it's coming apart here.
Oh, it's cool. It comes out of the panel there. I love it. I know I'm going on about that a bit, but
yeah,
it just adds so much more drama and action. Oh,
yeah,
and these
totally.
panels are gorgeous.
Yeah, they're insane. Even the way in which the frames have been shaped, and then the massive amount of dynamism that is incorporated into it. That scene just draws you right in. There's so much depth there.
And I love that tip of color on the spear end or harpoon end.
Yeah.
Green. Beautiful.
Totally. Really illuminates it. Yeah, this is super cool. Again, we're looking at interiors here, not just the actual cover work, which I love. I think if you're crowdfunding your own comic book, you've got to have those interiors in the campaign page for people to look at.
Yeah. And it's all right to have a different interior artist to a cover artist. That's fine. But you've got to show them. You've got to show the people that they're different.
Absolutely. Man, this is a cool panel.
Yeah, that's such a cool page. And I love his hand, how it's all black and you've got the white outline to make it so good.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The sky that they've done, unreal.
That blood red moon.
The colorist is amazing. Like, I wonder if her work would translate over to more like a more normalized style as well. It's great.
Yeah, absolutely. They know what they're doing. And I was going to say this before, but I think that what's really great about this comic book is everything links up really, really well. So it appears that the art links up with the story, and then the inner mechanics of the art, the line work and the colors all link up really, really well in unison with one another too. And it just makes a very wholesome and consolidated book that, I don't know, it does have that really professional quality about it, I think.
Yeah. Is that it?
Looks like it. A few other things down here. By the looks of it, promotional stuff. I think this is a look at the cover here.
Yeah, sketches, designs, scripts, page layouts, notes by the author. That's cool. I love that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, look at this concept art.
I love concept art. This is my
so
jam
great.
right here. How good is this print? That's amazing.
This one here, yeah.
Heidi.
It's amazing. It is.
So good. And there's the black and whites. That's cool.
I mean, to be able to do so much with an invisible character really speaks to the ability of the writer and the artist.
Yeah, it's great. I can't imagine how hard that would be. He probably
Yeah,
would have to draw the full body, wouldn't he? And then just take it out, like
absolutely.
add things onto it, like the underwear and pantyhose and
Yeah.
bandages, and then take out the whole body. That's cool.
Yep, pretty much erase most of it. And here's a look at the line work alone by the looks of it.
Got like
Amazing
this
stuff.
chick on the roof here. That's awesome.
Where's that? Yeah.
Out to the right of that
Oh, yeah, scary.
one. He's got a broom. I love it.
Very creepy. See, I mean, the line work on its own is just freaking amazing.
Yeah. That's cool.
If it was in black and white, I mean, I've seen a few black and white comic books on here, on Indiegogo and on Kickstarter, and they're great and all, but man, that color just takes it up to a whole other level, doesn't it? But this is just
black and white's more like a black and white's more like a manga type thing.
Yeah.
It's not something you really get over in the West that much.
Very true. Very true. All right. So we've got the team here. I think they definitely deserve an honorable mention. Award-winning writer Von Claus, Graveyard Shift Volume 2. Awesome. Man, I backed that one. That was good.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm glad that Malin put that back up.
Yeah, awesome.
What would it be like to care for the things that go bump in the night? That must be something else that was written. And this cult hit with the phenomenal art of Marco Macagney. Hopefully I pronounced that right.
Well, maybe you should just stop reading people's names.
I should do, but I mean, I got to mention them, man. Seriously, these guys are amazing. And you've got colors by Tanya Wicker.
Yeah.
And incredible letters by Eric Weathers. Oh, who was on Earthworm Jim and Jawbreakers. It's great to see all these guys teaming up.
He's on pretty much every book. Yeah.
That's cool.
He works hard.
There's a whole other sub-comic book industry going on underneath the surface.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Super cool.
All right, should we have a look at the rewards?
Let's do it. Oh, is that up here, right?
Yeah, up the top.
Okay, cool. So we've got the first perk, $73 AUD.
All right, and bear in mind, this is a 100-page plus book.
That's mental.
So I'd like to know how many pages are in that sketchbook, just to get figure out how much, value you're getting.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's super cool, though. I mean, that sketchbook would be awesome to look through.
Yeah. I think this is one of those campaigns where you can't get the digital. You have to get it in print. It's just like, it'll be a waste to get it in digital.
What do you think about including digital as an option in a campaign?
It's a funny thing. I've heard people say don't do it at all, and I've had people say you have to do it. So, I mean, the opinions go both ways.
Yeah, totally. And then you've got the digital deluxe down here.
Yeah. See, I probably wouldn't go for that copy just because of the fact that I actually want the book.
Yeah, and I honestly think that one of the cool things about these Indiegogo campaigns and the Kickstarter campaigns and just in general crowdfunding your own comic book is it's a little more exclusive in the way that that campaign is only running for a certain amount of time, and it's only that window of time that you're able to get the book. Whereas if you've got that digital version there available, I mean, there's piracy and that kind of thing that can happen, of course, but it's not like you can share or you can't make another copy of that printed version.
I think the argument against digital is that obviously it can be pirated and all that kind of stuff, which is probably more an issue for the bigger comics people like John Malin and Ethan Van Sciver and that kind of thing. Even Von Klaus in this situation, he's got nearly 1,500 backers.
Oh yeah.
But I think the problem is that if you put a digital option out there, are people going to not buy the signed copy because the digital's there? So I don't know. Not sure.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So get a signed comic for $37.
Cool.
That's probably what I'd get. Oh, but then I do want that sketchbook too.
What are you going to do, man?
I
So
don't
you get
know.
something to think about there.
I don't know.
You've got the official T-shirt, which I think you can only get on its own by the looks of it. Let's have a look. You get the T-shirts. Yep, just the T-shirt. This one looks pretty cool. This comes with the poster that you had your eye on, Rob.
It's a tough one. That's really tough.
72 claimed there.
What size is that poster?
Good question. 11 by 17.
So again, we don't know what that is because we're from Australia, not US.
You know, I'm assuming that that is the size of the comic book. That's what I'm thinking. I've heard those dimensions before. 2 signed comic books, one for you and one for your friend. Here's the one that you might be after, Rob. So you get the comic, the sketchbook, and you get the poster. Again, those bigger numbers are pretty intimidating.
So 11 by 17 is A3 size. So that's pretty big.
Oh yeah, that is pretty big. There you go. I was totally off the mark there.
Totally off the mark. Yeah, I mean, that's a good one. 95 Australian dollars though. That's pricey, but it's probably worth it.
Totally.
Really.
You could really break your bank account jumping on Indiegogo on a regular basis.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Oh, okay. So you can get the full dose. You can get everything here by the looks of it.
What do you think about T-shirts in campaigns? I mean, I don't find any interest in them at all. Where do you sit?
Me either, personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be interesting to know what other people thought about that. Clearly, there's 44 people who have claimed it, but I feel like you just have to have such an enormous brand for people to care about it, or you'd have to have some incredible artwork on that T-shirt. And, you know, this one in particular doesn't seem to have that. It's got like the logo and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe if that was the Disney logo and it had the Mickey Mouse head on it or something, someone would be more inclined to grab it. But hey, 44 people have claimed it so far, so we could be completely wrong, Rob.
Did you ever see the Metal Made Flesh T-shirts? They were amazing. That's like one of the only
nice. There you go.
I want to get.
And why was that? Why were they amazing?
Oh, the artwork was sick. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. Now, this is actually a really interesting one that I think a lot of independent creators should maybe consider, because
the comic store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comic book stores, this gives them an option to back your comic book for a pretty decent price and have the comic books featured in their stores.
Yeah.
Which I think with the popularity increasing for crowdfunded comics and independent creators, this could definitely take off and happen more and more. Especially because comic book stores are trying to figure out a way to keep themselves up and running now.
Yeah.
And if they've got another alternative besides pop heads to go for, I'm sure that they would take it.
Yeah.
All right.
And the last one? Oh, 2 last ones. Okay.
Jeez.
Overdose.
What is this? All right. So you get the digital deluxe, signed comic book. You get 2 of them. Signed sketchbook, 2 of them. So it looks like you get everything just times 2.
Yeah. I think one of the only problems I have with the book is that there isn't that many prints that you can get. Like there's just that Heidi poster.
So do you wish that there was a perk there that had more prints in it, or is it just more having that choice to to select the ones that you
Both,
want to
really?
have.
Yeah, both, really.
Yeah.
I mean, that Heidi print's awesome, but I mean, the art's awesome too. So I don't
Absolutely.
know. Yeah,
So how many prints do you think would be an ideal number?
I don't know. I had two in my last one for everyone. That was
Yeah.
black and white prints, and everyone loved it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I know that that some people also include bookmarks and stickers, which
yeah.
I also think is great. Like at the time, it doesn't seem like something that you're really going to care about as a backer. But then when you get that package in the mail, especially if you don't expect it, like the bookmark and the stickers are just there. This happened with
That's the
Cyber
key,
Frog.
man. If you exceed people's expectations.
Yeah. Well, I think you did that with Replicator as well. Like when you sent me your copy of Replicator, issue
Yeah,
1 and 2, it had a
yeah.
bunch of like additions in there that I didn't expect. And it was also packaged in a really cool way as well. So yeah, I think that can really not only hook your customers in, but keep them there as well for the long run.
And that's the thing. Like, if you're a creator looking to do your own thing, like black and white prints, they're pretty cheap to produce.
Yeah.
Like assuming you've got the artwork already, but as soon as you go to color, it's a different story. But it cost you like 50 cents a backer or something to chuck a couple of prints in there, and you'll have fans for life. So
Absolutely, man.
all right,
Pretty
so
freaking cool. What about this monster one? I just want to take a look at this one.
yeah,
Um,
be a monster. So you must get drawn in as a monster. That's pretty cool. I love drawn ins.
Yeah, that is pretty sweet.
I've done it in the past. It's really quite good.
That's awesome. All right. So, Rob, what is the
all right?
what's the final conclusion?
What do you think on price? You think price is good?
I actually think the price is very reasonable with this one because I always kind of judge it by the single comic, and I look at that single comic and I ask myself, is that reasonable? Now this is over 100 pages, right? Which essentially makes it a graphic novel, and I think that 37 bucks for that, at least in Australian dollars, that's going to be cheaper in American dollars. I have no idea what that would be. Maybe like 29 bucks, $28. So that's even cheaper in America. And I just think that that's a really good value for money to get a comic book that size. If it was a normal floppy issue, like 22 pages, I would say it was pretty overpriced.
Oh yeah.
But it's
sure,
not.
Definitely. The quality. So what do you think of the quality of the book?
I think the quality of the book is just off the chart. I would actually, for its level of execution, I have no idea about the story just yet or how that's going to read, how it's going to play out in the long run, because I haven't read it. But judging from the artwork, man, I'd give this I'd give it a 9.
Would you? Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's really up there.
Yeah. I'd probably give it a 10.
Yeah.
I don't know what else they could do to improve it. Like it's that, like obviously you either like the style or you don't. And I think the style is amazing.
Exactly.
But they couldn't have executed it any better.
Totally. Maybe I was too harsh with my 9, but
9 out of 10 too harsh.
But between a 9 or a 10, because you're right, man. I mean, there's really, like, if I was to come in here and improve it in some way, I don't know where I would start. I mean, there's nothing to really improve.
Yeah.
It's very well executed.
Like, here's a small critique. I don't love the cover. Like, it's really good. I don't love it.
Yeah, right. What don't you love about it?
I don't know. It's it's not grabbing me.
Not grabbing.
It's cool. Huh? It's cool, but I don't know. In comparison to the rest of the book, I don't think it's as cool as that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a small bit nitpick, man. Like, when you're saying the art's like a 10 out of 10, the cover's pretty damn good too.
Absolutely, man. I mean, the thing is as well, like, you're not looking at it in the same way that I would be. You would be probably judging it based on the general feeling that you get from it. So I'm looking at all the technical execution. I'm like, yep, that's all 100%. But when we're looking at it from your point of view, does that all come together in the end in an aesthetically pleasing way. And I would say maybe there is a fairly consistent overtone of kind of desaturated yellow here,
Yeah.
which isn't really making it pop maybe as much as it could.
But then again, does it fit the style of the comic? You know, that color. I don't know. One other
Very
thing
good
to note
question.
is he does not have a variant cover, which we've seen previously. I've got one too. I think most people have variant covers.
Yes,
I mean,
that is a very good observation.
you might not have it necessarily with a graphic novel. Definitely with single issues you do. But
Yeah,
Clint had one, obviously, that we just checked out before.
totally. And you know, that's grabbed us in one way or another.
I'd love to see a variant cover. I might tell him, you know, get one.
Totally, man.
Add it onto your campaign, see what happens.
I think it'd be fantastic.
Maybe he'll do another campaign after this with just a different variant cover.
Totally, and that might very well be his plan. I think having that choice there really it gives a potential customer, that sense of control, and you know, you really value that as a backer, I think. So,
All right.
I'd say make that choice.
So, would you back this one? And will you back this one?
Yeah, you know what? I think that I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I think that I'm gonna. I'm pretty much.
What are you gonna get?
I am going to get, because this is the first issue, right? So it's a good time to jump on.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, you see.
So what's it between, dude? Give me the two options that's running through your head.
The two options for me are the comic book and the sketchbook.
Yeah.
And where's the single one here? Just this one here, right? I'm not a big spender.
Yeah, me neither.
And I think that, you know, what matters to me at the end of the day is the comic book, if I am backing anything. And anything else is just, you know, cream on top. So, yeah, I'm probably going to go for this one here. Yeah,
all right, awesome.
That's going to be the one I go for.
Yet. I'm definitely going to get one, and I'll say it's the signed comic at this stage. But just go up to the other one again.
This one up here?
Yeah. The featured one.
Yeah. See, I'm wondering if this sketchbook here is just full of the line art that we were looking at the bottom of the screen.
Is there more info down like the bottom of the page, like about the sketchbook?
Yeah, so here it is here. This is the sketchbook.
Sketches, designs, scripts, just up a bit. Layouts and notes. Yeah. So it's probably got a variety of different things.
Definitely. I think this is a really great perk to have. It might not be grabbing me, but maybe another comic book definitely would.
I'd love to know how many pages it is.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, if it's 20 pages, probably not interested at that price. But if it's like, you know, another 100 pages,
yeah,
for sure.
Totally. And I'm wondering if it's just full of this stuff here. I have no idea, because if it's just full of like inked versions of those pages, that wouldn't be something that interests me either. Like, I want to see the concept art.
Yeah, for sure.
And maybe the thumbnails, like the layouts.
Check out this panel. Just go back to where you were. The panel of the car. It's got like eyes. It is so cool.
Yeah, down here.
And further down.
Oh yeah, this one.
Yeah, down here. That's great. No, this one here, just above that.
Here, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So good.
It's awesome.
All right, one more. So we're both going to back this one.
Yeah, we're both backing this one. Monster MD.
Yeah.
We're doing it. This is a total win, in my opinion. The artwork is solid. I'm completely sold.
Campaign too, dude. Like, how crazy is that?
Yeah, that's mental.
Yeah.
That's really mental.
All right. Go back to Indiegogo Comics. There's another one I want to have a quick look at.
So here we are.
That is Wordsmith.
Wordsmith down here.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look.
So this is one of my friend's books. This is Ez K's book. I don't know if you know
Nice.
him. He's Australian as well. Yeah,
You know what? The name definitely rings a bell, if it's
Yeah.
who I'm thinking of.
most likely is.
Okay, cool. Nice one. The style is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Very nice line work. Reminds me a little bit of J. Scott Campbell and Michael Turner as well.
Yep. So
All right.
Wordsmith is a steampunk fantasy adventure where words can come to life. All you need is a word. Okay, cool.
Mm, nice.
I like the heading, the title.
This logo.
Yeah, the logo. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, it is pretty awesome. All right. Wordsmith is a steampunk fantasy adventure where words come to life. A skilled artisan can craft words to evoke feelings and emotions from its recipients, although not all words mean the same thing to everyone. Very true.
Wordsmith is written and created by Stephen Koch, artwork by PR Daedalus, and colored by Peyton Freeman. If you like anything steampunk, thrilling stories, awesome characters, you'll love Wordsmith.
Yeah, nice.
When a word that Victoria crafts goes awry, can she fix it or will she end up making matters worse? I really like these 3D images. I use them quite a bit.
Yep.
I've read some statistics that say, it improves people's visualization and then will help them actually back a campaign. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But I think it looks a lot better. It shows you what it is. So.
Well, it does make a lot of sense because when someone's considering buying your product, they want to have a very strong idea as to how it's going to be to actually hold that product in their hand once they've got it. So the more that you can get that across to them and make them feel like what it would be like to have this product, the better. And I think that this is what is happening here as we look at these visuals. Although I do wonder if the book is actually that thick.
That is thick. Does it say up above how thick it was? It didn't, did it? So that's something he should probably address straight away, I'd say.
Yeah.
People want to know immediately how much they're getting, like size-wise.
How many pages? Yeah.
How many pages? So that's something we can pass on to him.
Absolutely. Because if you're presenting a book this thick and that's what doesn't arrive in the mail, that's when you're going to get a disappointed customer. You want to exceed expectations
and not
always.
Just that, not just that. It's a massive selling point in the amount of pages you have.
Yeah,
look,
big
it
time.
says it here, down here. Volume 1 is a 52-page graphic novel. Volume 2 is a 60-page.
Okay. So are they what, combined? In the one book?
Volume 1 and 2.
See, that doesn't look like 60 pages to me.
No.
That looks like 200 pages.
Yeah. See, I mean, that might just be, I don't know if they are combined. That might be the only thing he had an option of using for 3D.
Possibly, yes. Possibly. Anyway, pretty cool cover.
Yeah, I like both the covers. I think they're both very cool.
Yeah, they both look fantastic. I mean, there certainly seems to be a lot more going on in this second volume here, though.
One thing I wonder is, does he really need to have the tablet image there? Like, surely the book is more impactful and impressive by itself.
Totally.
What do you think?
No, I agree with you there. I do agree with you there. It's strange that the tablet is in front of the book because I think the book is definitely the main selling point here. There's only going to be a limited number of people that will be sold on the digital version.
So, all right. So you're getting roughly 110 pages.
Yeah.
For 50 Australian, which is $34 for those from
in America.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then we've got the pages,
Pretty awesome. See, again, when you've got the same style art on the front as in the interiors, that's always a total win for me.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you see that so much in modern day comics these days when you walk into a comic book store and you open up a Marvel comic, for example, and it's got this beautifully painted and rendered cover, but the interiors are completely different. You know, they could be in any number of styles, but they're not the same style as that cover.
Hmm. One thing I just want to point out is the layout of the campaign. So like using von Klaus as an example, he had a short little introductory blurb, and then it was this art, 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 art.
Yep.
Stevens is different. He's got these 3D images. I don't know how I feel about that. I think it'd probably be better going straight into the pages, doing a short blurb like Von, and then pages, and then having this stuff maybe at the bottom.
Totally, man. 100% agree with you on that. Because you're going to get people drawn in straight away, and they are going to be scrolling through down to the bottom anyway if the comic book is any good. Yeah. So what do you think of the art?
It's the art that sells the book.
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, it's not my style. Like I like a more realistic thing, but this is not specifically aimed at my age group. I would say it's probably for a more younger age.
Yeah.
But I think the art's great. What do you think?
Yeah, big time, man. I pretty much agree 100% with what you just said there. I feel the same way. There is that J. Scott Campbell vibe about it.
Yeah.
A very stylized feel, which I'm certainly not opposed to if it's done really well. You know, you can stylize a face in a very pleasing way. So I think he's managed to do that here. Probably the previous comic, contrasting and comparing, had a slightly more solidified style somehow. But this is still pretty good. It's up there. Like, this is what you'd see sitting on the shelf of a comic book store.
It's an interesting point. We looked at von Klaus's book just before, and that's 100 plus pages. This is about 110 pages. Von Klaus's book is 25 USD, and this one is what? 35 USD. So
35.
Slightly more expensive.
Which makes sense. It's slightly more pages, right?
Yeah, and it's 2 issues. I think that's fair.
Totally.
I really like... Okay, keep going because I'm getting distracted by the thing on the sides.
Yeah, for sure. All right, more artwork. Here's more for you to look at.
That's a cool page.
So you like this page, Rob?
Yeah, I like the gears. I think it's a cool use.
Yeah, absolutely. Very interesting approach, I think. I've never really seen that before.
One thing that irritates me is the fact that they're cut off, though.
Yes, it messes with the composition a bit. So this looks like a strange, like, almost like a memory sequence for some reason. Like there's a bit of backstory being filled in on this particular page.
You've got little dinosaur-like creatures wiping down the tables. That's cute.
Totally.
This looks like a great book for your kids.
It does.
It looks amazing.
It really does. Okay, cool. Again, we got the anime vibes.
Yeah. Just giving us the sense of she knows how to fight without, throwing any punches herself. It's pretty cool.
Knows her kung fu. All right, nice. So we're moving on from the sequential pages and into the character bios by the looks of it.
Yeah. What do you feel about those?
It's interesting.
I think I'm 50-50 on it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think, like, is this guy a character here?
I don't think so. I'm sure he is, but I don't think he's the main character.
And if these are characters, are there only 2 characters in the book? I think if you're going to have a characters section, have them all there.
Yeah.
At least all the main characters, all the main villains.
I'd get rid of it and I'd put more art pages in. That's what I would do.
Yep.
I like it, but I don't like it more than I like seeing the art pages.
Totally, man. I agree. Or at least have more art pages and then just I reckon some full body concept shots of the characters down the bottom.
Yeah, for sure. So how many pages has he actually put up there?
He's put, this looks like, is this the same page here? This looks like half of a page.
Yeah.
So he's got like different panels that he's placed up by the looks of it. So 1, 2, maybe 1, 2 complete pages. This looks like a complete page, so we'll say 3.
Is that all? Just 3 pages?
Yeah. See, I think you need a little bit more than that. What would you say is the optimal amount for you,
Wow,
Rob?
that's a really tough one. Like, because I think Von Klaus is a great example to use. He's obviously put tons of pages. I think he's got like 16 pages up there. Yeah, and it's hard to argue against him because he's got 1,500 backers on a first campaign. So
yes. Well, how many has this one got? Okay.
Hardly any. 13. So
Cool.
It definitely deserves a lot more than that, though.
It does. It does. It's definitely got something going on with it. So I agree with that. I think, the previous one that we just looked at, the guy running that clearly had a solid idea about the style he was going for and also the campaign part of it as well. Which I think gets overlooked a lot by creators. Cool. So rewards. Okay, interesting.
I don't like this section because it feels flat.
Yeah, it's a bit boring. There's a lot of text here.
Yeah.
You need something there to grab people's attention because there's just no way to hold it otherwise. People are so ADHD these days.
I think you could get rid of like the printed copy volume 2, printed copy volume 2 variant. Oh no, keep that there. Keep that one in and get rid of the PDF and the one after it.
Totally. Like this is strange because this looks like an Amazon ad or something right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So compositionally, the campaign itself probably has a little bit more work that could go into it.
Yeah.
And it's really simple, just less text and more images. That's all that any backer is really going to care about.
That's so true though, because I mean, comic books are a visual medium. So you don't want text, you want pictures.
Totally.
What do you think of these business cards? I kind of like them.
That's pretty cool. Interesting. I'm not sure what I'd use it for though. It'd be a bit of memorabilia, I guess.
I think like, I'm assuming that you're buying this for your son or daughter or, someone of a younger age. And I think they'd get a kick out of that.
No, you're right there. Getting into the mindset of the demographic, Rob. Good stuff.
I try. It's not that hard because I'm not really that mature. So
True. No, you're right there. You are right. And again, thinking back to Replicator, if, I got an ID card from one of the, the characters in your book or something, and it was just included in the pack, like unbeknownst to me, I think that would be really nice.
Yeah. Because business cards are cheap, man. They're so cheap. You could just write that off yourself and chuck it into everyone's pack and it would just impress the backers so much.
Totally. Just something small and unexpected. Cool. So what is this?
I reckon if he wanted to show off all these things, just get rid of all the things that aren't these. So keep these card things and this Brian Lynn picture, and the one above it, the business card, but just get rid of the other stuff. You don't need that. Just say what perk it's in. The people can figure it out from there.
Totally, man. And in all honesty, you probably don't even need any of this stuff. The perks are on the right-hand side anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably just the fact that there's not enough interior pages.
Yeah.
Cool.
So this is beautiful, man.
This stuff's awesome. Yeah.
That is so good.
Absolutely. Unique, original colored.
Original colored artwork of autumn. So what's the size of this as well? I mean, obviously they're markers, so it's probably, I'd probably say it's A4.
Yep. It looks like it. Just looking at
Yeah.
the scale.
Yeah.
But again, you shouldn't have to really sit there and try to work that out.
Yeah. You got to assume that people are lazy. I'm lazy. So if I can't figure it out straight away, I'm not interested.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. Cool. Well, I love the artwork.
That's
This is
great.
like top notch, man. That is pro.
So good. What's the next one?
Cool. Mega pack, which?
Yeah, that's good. Not as good as the one before it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Mega pack variant.
Again, it's okay. It's not bad. It's a beautiful piece in and of itself. Maybe not as eye-catching as that first one for some reason, though.
Yeah, that first one's magic. They should probably use that more.
Totally.
It's that good.
Then you've got the risks and challenges. All right. What do people normally put in these risks and challenges?
It's just like, you know, what problems you're going to have.
All right.
I mean, I don't put much stock in them because, you know,
look,
it's not that hard. It's usually just delays. Really,
yeah,
is the main problem.
Totally. All right. I do like the fact that it's, you know, volume 1 has already been created. I think that's probably how I'm going to approach my comic book. Just create it and then put it out there.
So much better that way, man, because the stress is just so much less.
Yeah, man. And, you know, that stress can really be at a detriment to the quality of the book at the end of the day, I think.
Yeah.
You know, you want that
You don't
freedom.
want to get, you know, behind and then have people going, where's the book? Where's the book? And then you'll have no smash it out and not sleep in, all that kind of stuff. Not a good thing to do.
Well, absolutely. I think a few independent comic book creators have kind of come up against that. You know, the ones that have just said that they'll have it done within, you know, 6 months and they've taken a few years to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been in a horrible situation like that. Not to that extent, but it was not fun. But
yeah,
for another day. Let's
absolutely.
have a look at the rewards.
All right, rewards. So we got the PDF volume 1 and 2.
So that's really cheap.
That's really cheap.
That is $6.
That's pretty good. You know what? That's low enough for a digital version that I would just pick that up if I was interested in the comic but not fully invested.
I think it's too low, man, if I'm being honest. I think it's 110 pages for $9 or $6 US. It's too low. I think the quality of his work is better than that price.
Yeah. Yeah, look, you're probably right. How much would you price it at?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'd even have a digital with this one.
True that. True that, man. It, you know, for some reason, digital just does take away from the quality of the book.
Because, I mean, he's now competing against himself, trying to get backers to go from that $9 to that $25.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Especially having that first is probably not a good idea.
Like, you come on here and you go, oh, $25. Oh, I'll just get the digital for $9.
Yeah.
And both copies.
Well, it's almost exactly what I said, isn't it?
Yeah. So, I mean, like both volumes is $50, or you could get both digital for $9. It's a tough sell, man.
True that. All right. So we've got print copy, volume 2, $25. Just a sec, man. Internet connection is unstable again. All right. That's gone. So I think that's a reasonable price.
Yeah, I think so too. There's one thing I want to point out here. With the images that he's selected for his reward images, one thing that you should really do is put what they're actually getting in that reward image. So you look at how he had Von Klaus before, he'd have a picture of his book actually in the reward image. So you know you're getting that book.
So really these on the left-hand side should be over here in the...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Man,
I think there's a lot of things he could change that would improve his campaign a lot.
Yeah, we should...
It's not something you really notice till you go through it.
Yeah. Yeah. We should give him some feedback at the end of this, maybe.
We will.
All right. So print copy volume 2 plus the variant,
Yeah.
$29. Again, that seems pretty reasonable. Very reasonable, actually, for a 60-page book, which is what the volume 2 is.
Yeah.
Print copy, volume 1 and 2.
Yeah.
What do you think? Good price?
Yeah, not bad. Like I said before, though, man, I think he's really competing against the digital, because it seems the best value by far.
It's interesting because you get the digital here in these higher perks anyway.
I would probably get rid of... This is what I'm doing with my next campaign. I'm not having a digital section, but they can get the digital for whatever reward they back.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's very good, Rob. Nice. Because I like the idea of having a digital version of a comic book I really love. Because, you know, the perks there is that it's never going to get lost except on your hard drive.
It's not going to get damaged if you don't want to read it.
Yeah, it's kind of like the pristine, perfect condition you can always have.
All right, what else we got?
Print copy volume 1 and 2.
I don't love that variant either. It's a tough one.
No, yeah. It's surprising that is a variant, or I guess a print copy. Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Mega Pack Volume 1 and 2, $65. Very reasonable prices, I think.
Card and A5 prints. Limited edition and how many A5 prints though? It should say that there.
Looks like 2.
Yeah.
But hard to know for sure. It should have that listed. You're right. Alrighty, that's that one. Exclusive Brian Lim A5 print. And you also get the PDF, the copy of Volume 1 and 2, the A5 prints, and the exclusive A5 print.
Yeah.
And then down here. See, I love this one. But, and I guess the reason as to why it's so high is because it's colored by hand.
Original art, it looks like.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, if I had the money and I had the money to spare, that's what I would go for. I'd get that one.
Absolutely. There's only one of them as well.
Yeah.
So
someone should definitely buy that, because that piece of art's amazing. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Ultra exclusive. That's really cool. I mean, having one of something is just...
Yeah, it's cool.
You know what would even be better is if there was 2 and one was already taken.
Yep. I've got a whole heap of original art that I can't part with yet. I'm thinking about it. But I can't do it.
Absolutely, man. All right. So Mega Pack Witch.
So let's go through it. What do you think of the price?
Which one? This one here? Or do you reckon?
No, all of it.
All of it. Okay. Look, I think the price is pretty good, to be honest with you. I think that's a decent price, maybe even a little bit low on the lower end for a 50-page to 60-page comic book.
Yeah.
So I think the
price is very reasonable.
Yeah, I think the price is very reasonable.
Digital's too cheap, in my opinion.
Digital is too cheap. So this is probably suffering from, the opposite problem to what you would expect, which is perks, which are a little bit less than they should be.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think, Rob? Are you going to back it or what?
Yeah, I'm going to back it. I'm going to get the digital. What about you?
The digital?
Yeah. I think the value's too good not to get the digital.
I think you got to get the digital.
And he's Australian too. I mean, not that it makes a huge difference, but it's nice to support your own country creators.
No, absolutely. as I said, I think that this perk is good in this case, at least for me, because even though I'm not invested enough, just because of my preference of style and story, this isn't really the demographic for me that this book is clearly aiming at, but it's got my
Yeah.
interest and the visuals
Yeah.
are still cool. So this PDF works really well because it's such a low price that, hey, I can spare, $9 easily and I get
Yeah.
the book straight away.
Yeah.
Well, when it comes out.
Yeah.
September 2020, it'll be shipping. So a little bit of a wait.
All right. So let's wrap it up. We had Downcast Volume 2. I'm
Downcast
going to
Volume
back
2.
it. You're on the fence.
Yep.
We
On the
had
fence.
Monster MD. We're both going to back that one. We're both backing at the signed comic at this stage, depending on what's in all the extras. And we had Wordsmith Volume 1 and 2, and we're both going to back the digital on that.
Yeah, that's it.
Anything you want to add?
Awesome. Well, what would you rate Wordsmith? We rated all the other
he
ones.
needs to do a bit of work on his campaign layout. But I think the art's great, man. Like, I think kids would dig it. Like, I think I'd love it.
Yeah, definitely. Look, I'd give it a solid 8.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the overall story is going to be like, but it's definitely decent. And 8 is a pretty high rating in my book, so I'm happy to spare that.
I like the whole take he's got on, words of power. I think that's a cool little thing and something kids can really get behind.
Certainly. It's probably a few good lessons for even the adults out there by the sounds of it.
Yeah, yeah, it's very true.
Awesome, man.
Cool.
Well, shall we call it a wrap?
Let's call it a wrap. That was awesome. I had a great time.
Sweet. Well, thanks very much for being here, Rob. To the listeners and the watchers out there, thanks so much for joining us for our first episode of Backer Snobs. I love it. I love it. I think this, look, let us know what you think in the comments down below. If you'd like more of these videos, me, myself, thinking about getting into my own creator comic book this year and putting it out there. I think this could be a great way to promote our fellow indie creators, which I don't think there can ever be enough of. Over on the How to Draw Comics site, we have got our independent comic book creators initiative where we host a range of independent comic book creators and their work. And I highly suggest that everyone checks that out. But we want to really give, as much as we can on our platform, a voice to the independent creators out there who want to promote their stuff. So hopefully this will be a great way of doing it. Look forward to catching up with you again, Rob. And until next time, everyone listening, keep on creating, keep on practicing, and we'll see you in the next video.
Rob the Backer Snob and Clifton.
It's telling me my internet connection is unstable for some reason. So I'll just close a few things here and good old Australian internet, man.
Too much pornographic tabs open.
Yeah, probably.
God, mate, what's wrong with your internet?